Emmerdale fans have grown accustomed to high-octane drama, but tonight's episode left even the most seasoned soap watchers reeling. The chaos surrounding Mackenzie Boyd has spiraled to new extremes, and the fallout threatens to consume more lives in the Yorkshire village. In a storyline packed with danger, betrayal, and shocking twists, Mackenzie once again pushed the boundaries as he goaded John, while putting two unsuspecting characters directly in harm's way. What began as a desperate attempt to regain control has transformed into a destructive storm that now endangers everyone in Mackenzie's orbit. Tonight's episode was nothing short of explosive, cementing Mackenzie as one of Emmerdale's most divisive figures. Mackenzie's fragile state of mind. From the moment Mackenzie arrived in the village, his blend of charm and reckless behavior set the stage for turmoil. But tonight, viewers witnessed a version of him that felt more unhinged than ever. Weeks of betrayal, suspicion, and broken trust have eaten away at him, and now, his paranoia is spiraling into something darker. Mackenzie is convinced that John has been undermining him at every turn. Instead of seeking reconciliation, Mackenzie's instincts drove him to taunt and torment, believing that intimidation would give him the upper hand. What he didn't realize was that his actions wouldn't just shake John, they would endanger two other beloved characters in the process. The taunting begins. The tension between Mackenzie and John erupted in the woolpack tonight. In a scene brimming with sharp dialogue and cold stares, Mackenzie mocked John in front of stunned onlookers. With his trademark smirk, he hurled personal insults and hinted at secrets best left buried. The scene wasn't just about petty digs, it was a calculated attempt to unnerve John. Mackenzie leaned in close, whispering lines that suggested he held dangerous knowledge, something that could ruin John if revealed. John's composure faltered, but Mackenzie wasn't finished. He wanted to break him publicly, and that's exactly what he set out to do. Two characters caught in the crossfire. While Mackenzie locked horns with John, two familiar faces found themselves in the firing line. One was Charity Dingle, who has long been entangled in Mackenzie's schemes and manipulations. The other was Ryan Stocks, whose loyalty to his friends pulled him into the escalating conflict. Charity's peril. Charity, always a fighter, tried to step in and defuse the situation. But Mackenzie's sharp words turned on her in a heartbeat. He accused her of betrayal, dredging up past mistakes, and painted her as the reason for his unraveling. His voice cracked with rage, and in that moment, it became clear that his anger wasn't confined to John, it was spilling over to anyone who dared intervene. Ryan's risk. Ryan, refusing to stand by, attempted to calm Mackenzie down. But Mackenzie saw this as further proof of a conspiracy against him. In a shocking twist, Mackenzie physically blocked Ryan's path, preventing him from leaving the pub. Tension skyrocketed, and it felt like a single wrong move could have triggered violence. By the end of the confrontation, both Charity and Ryan were left shaken, and viewers were left on the edge of their seats. Fan reactions, outrage and shock. Social media exploded within minutes of the episode airing. Fans couldn't believe how far Mackenzie had fallen, or how dangerously unpredictable he'd become. Mackenzie's not just reckless anymore, he's downright dangerous. He needs to be stopped before someone gets seriously hurt, wrote one viewer. Another fan tweeted, Charity looked terrified tonight. Mackenzie's gone too far, this isn't the cheeky rogue we met, this is a man on the edge. A third added, Ryan being trapped like that gave me chills. Emmerdale's writers are really pushing the tension this week. The episode trended nationwide, cementing its place as one of the year's most shocking installments. The bigger picture, Mackenzie's downward spiral. What's fueling Mackenzie's dangerous behavior? The answer lies in his growing isolation. Once supported by Charity and embraced by parts of the village, Mackenzie now finds himself cut off from nearly everyone he once trusted. Recent betrayals have left him paranoid. He feels as though John is plotting against him, and in his mind, anyone who sides with John is automatically his enemy. His erratic behavior tonight is just the latest sign of a man spiraling into self-destruction. John's silent strength. Throughout the episode, John's responses were measured. He didn't rise to Mackenzie's bait, though his clenched fists and tense jaw revealed how much restraint it took. John's silence spoke volumes, showing viewers that while Mackenzie was lashing out, John was calculating his next move. This dynamic sets up a fascinating battle of wills. Mackenzie is reckless and emotional, while John is strategic and quietly formidable. Their clash feels inevitable, and the stakes are growing higher with every passing day. What happens next? The fallout from tonight's episode is set to dominate Emmerdale in the coming weeks. Will Charity finally cut ties with Mackenzie for good after he publicly humiliated her? Will Ryan escalate matters by reporting Mackenzie's threatening behavior? And most importantly, what is John planning behind the scenes? Teasers suggest that Mackenzie's actions could soon lead to catastrophic consequences, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. Rumors are swirling that a physical altercation is on the horizon, one that could leave someone seriously injured. Why this storyline resonates. At its core, Mackenzie's downward spiral is about trust, betrayal, and the dangers of unchecked obsession. Viewers can relate to the pain of feeling isolated or misunderstood, but Emmerdale takes those emotions to the extreme, transforming them into must-watch drama. The brilliance of tonight's episode was in its pacing. The taunts, the rising tension, the sudden escalation, it all unfolded in a way that felt raw and unpredictable. By putting familiar characters like Charity and Ryan in harm's way, the writers ensured that the storyline hit close to home for fans. The future of Mackenzie Boyd. Where does Mackenzie go from here? If history is any indicator, his next moves will only plunge him deeper into darkness. Villains in soap operas rarely find redemption without first reaching rock bottom, and it's clear Mackenzie hasn't hit his lowest point yet. But will his downfall be self-inflicted, or will John be the one to finally bring him down? Fans are divided. Some believe Mackenzie could be written out in a shocking twist, while others think he'll survive, but at the cost of everything he holds dear. Final thoughts. Tonight's Emmerdale episode was a masterclass in building suspense and delivering high-impact drama. Mackenzie's taunting of John wasn't just petty cruelty, it was a dangerous gamble that endangered 2 more lives in the process. Charity and Ryan found themselves caught in a battle they never asked for, while John silently plotted his next move. As Mackenzie's grip on reality weakens, the village is bracing for the inevitable explosion. Whether you love him or loathe him, one thing is certain. Mackenzie Boyd has cemented his place as one of Emmerdale's most dangerous and unpredictable characters. Fans will be counting the hours until the next episode, desperate to know if Mackenzie will finally face the consequences, or if he'll drag even more lives into his spiraling chaos. Mackenzie endangers 2 more characters as he taunts John. Emmerdale's Mackenzie Boyd makes a risky move tonight as he taunts John Sugden about the secrets in his marriage. As Mac starts to fear that John will never free him from the underground bunker, he loses patience and tries to rattle him by mentioning Aaron Dingle's recent betrayals. Viewers have just seen Mac fall at the first hurdle with his great escape plan. He initially hoped to win John's trust by pretending to be on his side, but acted too quickly by making a doomed attempt to overpower him and do a runner. In tonight's episode, John remains adamant that giving Mac another chance isn't an option. Now convinced that Mac would never protect his secrets, John hints that he's ready to give up on him and concentrate on his life with Aaron. While John still doesn't want to kill Mac in cold blood, he mulls the idea of letting nature take its course by abandoning him in the bunker. Aware that Aaron recently gave into temptation with Robert, a desperate Mac can't resist having his say. What do you think your soulmate is going to think when he finds out about you? Mac asks. The man that you love doesn't love you. When John protests otherwise, Mac replies, then how come he's sleeping with your brother? Emmerdale's official spoilers for next week have already revealed that John is about to hit breaking point, fueled by jealousy over Aaron and Robert's connection. So, has Mac inadvertently made things much worse for Robron with his outspoken tactics? They're at a cliff edge, and John has run out of places to go, explained Ryan Hawley, who plays Robert, as he recently teased next week's episodes. It's either confess to his murders, and watch his husband run off with his half-brother, or it's take Aaron over the cliff with him. The spiteful, dark-hearted character that John is, he chooses the second option so no one else can win.